This is going to be a very different video because it's specifically designed for you. And you notice that I didn't send it to you. I simply did a reply on one of the emails that you sent me. So you'll see that it's actually coming from you as a reply. Now, why am I doing this? Because you're one of 300 people that has asked me for more information or scripts of my health and wellness principle videos. And I want you to be so healthy in 2023 that everybody wants to know what the heck you are doing. And how come you got so much power? And how come you walk into a room and the whole room turns around to see who it is? Well, I want that for you. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you what's in this bottle. What's in this bottle has changed my life. So I'm going to take you on a journey. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Because I didn't find these things. Other people found them and made them available to me. Well, 45 years ago, I was introduced to a product. This is the product, Sun Chlorella. And Sun Chlorella is little tiny tablets. And here's what they look like. And I take 15 of these at a time. And I take 15 of these 3 times a day. Now, I met the man who founded the company 45 years ago. He was dying of cancer. They gave him 2 weeks to live. But when this product was made available to him, he lived. And I met him in his 90s. And this is a staple of mine, and it has been for 45 years because it's high in chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is the same as the red blood cell hemoglobin, only there's only one molecule different. So chlorophyll builds your blood. And then many years ago, I was introduced to this product, BioWater. In BioWater, I put 1 ounce of BioWater in a gallon of distilled water. And I start my day with a glass of BioWater, 16 ounces. And I take all my nutrients with BioWater. Now, at the end of this video, if you'll send me an email, I'll send you where to find everything I'm going to share with you. So next I learned about NAC. And I learned about NAC from Kevin Zadai. And along with NAC, I learned about alpha lipoic acid. And I learned about this from Kevin Zadai, and I take that every morning. I also take vitamin D every morning because in the wintertime I don't get any sun. You get vitamin D from sunlight. Well, when you don't get any sun, you need to supplement it. And I also take zinc, and I really learned about, I took zinc occasionally, but Kevin Zadai really brought it to my attention. Now, I've taken vitamin C since I was a little boy, and there's lots of forms of vitamin C. And then my sister introduced me to this. This is immune system support, bacterial. And I take a little gel capsule every morning along with my regimen of nutrients. So this is my daily regimen. This is what I do to stay as healthy as I can possibly be. And I'm sharing this with you, and I didn't find these things. I didn't get these things. These things were introduced to me over a lifetime. And this, what I'm going to share with you at the end, is going to radically change your life. So I'm specifically sharing this with you because I'm hoping that you can watch this video over and over and over again, and you can see what I'm taking. Now, if you want to know about NAC, you go on the internet and you start researching what NAC does for you. And then you go on the internet and you go to alpha lipoic acid. And listen, I'm not out here marketing this stuff. This is what I do to be as healthy as I am at 70, almost 79. Now, in 2023, I expect to be so healthy that the whole world stops and looks at me and says, "What are you doing?" Because this little bottle right here restored my short-term memory in 9 weeks. So I'm going to share that with you. So in the process, I want to explain some simple things to you. In 1896, it was discovered that we produce a frequency in our body that's called terahertz. And terahertz is a vibration that vibrates 1 trillion times per second. So when we're babies, we produce this huge terahertz energy, and by the time we're 30, it's dissipated some. But as long as we're still healthy at 30, we're still producing terahertz. Well, what does that do? Well, when terahertz goes into water, and water goes into our system, we can add terahertz to our body. Now, here's what happens. What produces terahertz? Well, two things produce terahertz in our body. Of course, water is the basics. And remember, I've got a list. I sent you a list of all 10 of the health and wellness principles videos that I've done, plus number 10, which my wife really didn't want that up on her Dr. Patricia Show site because she felt like I was getting away from the spirit and into the body. And so, but it's included on this list. That's number 10. And it started with what? Oxygen. And then what was next? Water. But there was something missing that I didn't really realize it was missing until later on, because I started the videos, the teachings, in October 9th. And at the end of October, I had a full knowledge of what was missing. What was missing was one subject, mitochondria. Well, mitochondria in our cells produces ATP, which is the power of the cell, which is where that terahertz vibration comes from. So mitochondria produces ATP, and ATP produces terahertz. Well, at age 30, our heart cells have 5,000 mitochondria in each cell. Each cell contains 5,000 mitochondria. By the time we're 79, 78, 79, my age, we have maybe 5% of that. 5% of 5,000 is 250. Now, at 10%, we have 500. So at my age, I probably have between 500 and 250 mitochondria in each cell. So is each cell producing as much terahertz as it did before? Absolutely not. So how do you get that back? How do you increase that? Well, I look around and I see dementia, and I see Alzheimer's, and I see all kinds of diseases. Well, let me give you a little fundamental about disease. Disease comes from lack of energy. Disease comes from the inability for our body to fight off things. Well, how do we get the ability back? We have to have more mitochondria. Well, how do you get mitochondria? Well, one of the best ways to get mitochondria is fasting. When you fast, your mitochondria replicate because all the energy is not going to what? Digestion. How much energy does digestion take? Well, after a big meal, do you ever get tired? Sure you do, because you're using up massive amounts of energy. What does fasting do? Fasting allows your body to devour all this stuff that's in our blood that's floating around in our system. All those particles of food, of fuel, they get assimilated into our cells, and we get our cells get more energy, so our mitochondria can reproduce. Well, that's pretty exciting. Well, I'm going to share something with you now that this device produces terahertz, and you can put terahertz in your water. But this sells for $1,200. But however, only for you. You're my 300. You're like my Gideon's 300. The least expensive this can go for is $800. So for any of you that are on the Gideon's 300, if you can order this, I don't care when you order it 5 years from now. When you order this, I'll allow you to have this for $800. But that's not something everybody can afford. Now, if you had it, everybody in your family could be infusing their water with terahertz. What happens when terahertz gets into your water? It gets into your blood and your lymph. When the terahertz vibration is high, where it belongs, at 1 trillion vibrations per second, blood cells can't stick together. If they can't stick together, what happens? They can't clot. If they can't clot, they don't get stuck. They don't get stuck in your arteries and veins. So when I learned about terahertz, I realized if I could put terahertz in my water, If I could do that, then I could never have a heart attack. I can never have a stroke, or I can never have a cerebral aneurysm, because my blood cells would be working individually. Instead of clumping and tumbling, they would be rolling one cell at a time. Did you know that every muscle fiber is separated from the next muscle fiber by one column of lymph fluid? Well, imagine if the lymph cells couldn't stick together. Then they could lubricate my muscles, and my muscles could be where they were when I was a kid. Well, hey, listen, I want to be a kid again. I want to be a kid again. I want you to be a kid again. Remember I told you in the beginning I was going to tell you what was in this bottle. Well, I had to learn about this first before I learned about this, because as most of you know, I was president of a medical corporation. I am not a medical doctor. I hired medical doctors. I had medical doctors working for me doing research to get things like this approved by the Food and Drug Administration. But I am not a doctor. I'm just a guy that's really, really healthy at almost 80. And listen, if I can be healthy at almost 80, listen, when I was 28, I was a drunk. I was a drunk. Now, if a drunk can become healthy, well, hey, look, it took me almost about 50 years to get as healthy as I am today, but I had to work at it. So now I'm going to tell you the thing that was missing when I did the first video on oxygen and the second video on water, and I started on the food video. Well, video number 10 completes the 10 series. The first was oxygen, the second was water, and the last one is food. But I didn't put that up on Patricia's site because she didn't want me to. So I've sent it to you today. Now you've gotten it. And you've noticed now that I've sent you this video as a reply to your videos. I didn't send it as an individual video. So you can't think I just sent it to you out of the blue. I had to go back and find your original video, your original email that you sent me to send this to you. So now I'm going to talk to you about this one. And this is called Restore. And this is a nutrient. It's a nutraceutical. And I put it in these bottles. And you see it, I put it in a bottle. And I put it under my tongue. And I hold it under my tongue for a couple of minutes. Now I do 2 of those little droppers, which is 1 ml. And I hold it under my tongue for a couple of minutes, and 90% of that goes into my body, goes into my system. Because remember in the water video I talked the second series, oxygen and water, I talked to you about saliva. And saliva is what? 99% water. But what does saliva have in it? It has enzymes in it. So when I put that under my tongue, it mixes with the enzymes and it breaks it down, and after a couple of minutes I swallow it. It goes into my system. But 90% of it's already gone into my bloodstream because I took it sublingually. And I talked to you about sublingual. Sublingual is putting things under your tongue that go directly into your bloodstream. And I talked to you about mastication. If you don't chew your food properly, you don't break it down, and the enzymes under your tongue don't get into your food and help break it down. Well, so what's the story of this product? Well, a friend of mine I've known for 45 years has been after me for a long time to get this product. And I kept telling him, Frankie, I'm so healthy, I'm healthy as 2 horses. You don't understand how healthy I am. I haven't even taken an aspirin for 30, 40 years. I don't do any of that stuff. I take care of myself. I drink plenty of water. Remember that, how important it is? I do deep inhales and exhales. Frankie, I'm as healthy as I'm going to get. And Frankie said, you need to get a bottle of it. And he was after me for a long time. Finally, one day he called me up with one of the owners of this company. And he said to this guy, Dale, he said, Dale, do I have enough income in my back office to send Will one of these? It's $100. Well, Frankie sent me one of these, and I got one. Well, I made a deal with him. If he sent it to me, I would take it. Well, it's in a 4-ounce bottle. Well, I broke it down in 2 ounce bottles, and I gave one to my wife, Patricia, and I kept one for myself. And so, and I had a little dropper, a little dropper in the bottle, and I started putting it under my tongue. And I would put 2 squirts under my tongue. But I didn't have the right dropper. The dropper I had only did half a mil, and this dropper does a mil. So I started putting 2 of these under my tongue twice a day. Well, 4 mils is one serving. 4 mils is 4/5 of a teaspoon. One serving is 4/5 of a teaspoon. So I started putting it under my tongue, and I put it under my tongue twice a day. So I took 2 droppers, but the droppers were only half a mil. So I was only getting half of a serving. On the 5th day, my hearing increased radically. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I was sitting right here. I was doing a video with Patricia, and all of a sudden, she raised her voice, and I couldn't figure out why. She didn't raise her voice. My hearing got better because the smallest muscle in our body is in the inner ear, and that was affected by more mitochondria because the company's name is More Mito, and More Mito stands for more mitochondria. Well, I started taking the product. Now I'm only a customer. I'm not a paid distributor. Now you can get involved in this for free. No credit cards, no nothing. You can register underneath of this video. I'm going to explain that to you where you go to register. You can go to moremito.com/Will Green, and then a page comes up. And then you can hit the little join button, and join, it gives you some choices. It gives you referring customer or customer. You want to join as a referring customer because if you're a referring customer, I can help you develop this practice, this little business. Now, if you have a ministry, I'm going to teach you exactly what you can do. You can register as a customer, and then you can sign up your ministry as a referring customer. And then every time your ministry orders a product, you earn compensation personally. So not only can you help your ministry, you can actually get a little extra reward, and the reward is product. I don't get any money for this. I could become a distributor. I don't want to be a distributor. I want to give away as much of this as I can possibly give away. I'm looking for people that have dementia and Alzheimer's. I want to see their lives change. I want to see people, young people like me, that don't have their memory. My short-term memory wasn't acute like it used to be. And now, after 9 weeks of this, I started noticing my memory coming back like it was when I was 40, 50. Well, I want it back like I was when I was 30. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing 4 of these two droppers instead of 2. Well, this stuff is $100 a bottle. It's $100 a bottle shipped to your door. Now, when you go to the join, you'll get your own little website. And when you get your own website, yours will say moremito.com/ whatever you do, whether it's your initials and some numbers or whether it's a word. Now, my ministry website is moremito.com/ Yahushua. That's my ministry website. So when I help a ministry, if I meet a pastor and he wants to do this as a fundraiser for his church, I get him to sign in under moremito.com/ Yahushua. If one of my friends, or if you have a healing practice, if you're an acupuncturist, a massage professional, a chiropractor, a naturopath, then you can sign up under Yahushua, and that's the ministry side of my More Mito business. This is a business that's free to get into. Now, let's suppose you don't have any money. You say, I can't afford $100. Well, great. You register and you get your More Mito website. You register as a referring customer, and then you can share the information, and you can share that with people. And every time somebody joins and purchases a bottle of this Restore, guess what? You get some compensation in your back office that you can use to buy product. What a phenomenal opportunity. Now, you realize I don't have a credit card in this thing because I didn't join as a distributor. I'm not a representative of the company. I am a customer. You can be a customer now if you want to make money. You can join as a customer, and after you've ordered, and you can go down and you can move your membership to you can move into a membership, no longer a customer but a representative. That's not my interest. So I told you in the very beginning I was going to save the best for last, and this is the best. This is available to you, and I'm not going to push this to you because it's $1,200 retail, and I'll let you have it for $800 if you want one. And I have a special going right now because I'm going to release this in January. So I've told a lot of people that they can get one for $777 until the end of December. Now, if you send me an email and you put 777 on it, I will honor that until January 1st. January 1st, this comes out at $1,200. I want you healthy. I want you to have the most terahertz you can have in your body. That means you have to have the most mitochondria you have in your body. Now, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and you can do the same. So, what did I tell you I was going to tell you? I was going to tell you about wellness. This is about wellness. This is about physical health. If you're not healthy physically, how are you going to do spiritually? Where's your attention going to be? If you're not feeling well, are you going to do well? No, you're not. You know, I've had a mantra on my emails forever. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. I want you healthy. If you're not getting anything from this, let me ask you a question. What do you pay a month for health insurance? Does your health insurance make you any better? Is it getting you healthier? Well, the stuff I just showed you, that will get you healthier. What do you spend on groceries? I mean, do you buy cakes and pies and junk? What do you spend on that? I guarantee if you're eating junk, you're spending more than $100 a month on junk. You eat soda pop? Do you drink soda pops? I mean, do you go to Starbucks and buy coffee? I mean, do you do stuff with sugar in it? I just watched a really interesting commentary of celebrities that decided they wanted to lose weight. And they all did one thing. They stopped eating sugar. And most of them, like me, stopped eating white flour. And some of them, like me, stopped eating vegetable oil. And they started eating things like coconut oil and olive oil. Well, I want you healthy. And I would love to have you be part of my family and more Mito. Now, it doesn't matter to me that you buy a product. I want you to have the knowledge. I want you to know some of what I know. So I told you I was going to tell you the best for last, and this is the best. This is the very best. This is More Mito. This is More Mito Restore. And it builds mitochondria. It stands for more mitochondria. Now, this is what I do every day. Now, when my wife and I started doing the right amount, well, we had some visitors from Florida this weekend, and she said to them, I didn't think it was worth anything, but then I started taking the right amount, and I've got more energy. You want more energy? You want a clearer mind? I want you to join me. Now, if you've gotten any benefit from this, please send me an email and ask me for all of the where to get this stuff, where to get it, because I'll give it all to you. Hey, I'll give you everything I've got. If I had the money, I would give you free bottles of Restore. Now, and think about this: if you find a single mom or somebody that's disabled, and they can't afford to get started in this, and you buy them a bottle, you gift them a bottle, you invest in them a bottle, but then you make sure that they promise that they will do one serving a day. 4 droppers, 2 droppers in the morning, 2 droppers in the evening. And at the end of a month, their life is going to change so much that they're going to be able to tell all their friends. Now, you're going to register them when you give them a bottle. And by the end of the month, their friends are going to want some, and they're going to start earning what's called more Mito cash, which actually is credits towards product. And pretty soon, they'll have enough credits that they won't have to pay for product. And every month they can order a bottle and take it out of what they've made in more Mito credits. Because the whole idea is that if you can help enough people get healthy and help enough people restore their minds and help enough people have more vibration, more terahertz in their blood, the product will sell itself, and you'll earn enough credits to not have to pay for product. That's the goal. So listen, I sent you this on your reply link, so you'll know that this is not just Will out there trying to get you. You sent me an email, and I'm simply returning it with this. So listen, God bless you. I want you to be so daggum healthy in 2023 that everybody around you wants to know what the heck you're doing. So you have the system. You know what I'm doing, and so all I'm going to do is just love you and care for you and want the best for you. And I want to be praying for you too. So if you need prayer, all you need to do is send me a note. Send me a note. You got my phone number. God bless you. You have a phenomenal, unbelievable, prosperous 2023. God bless you.